Hey everybody, it's first thing in the morning. I just got the lights turned on here in the native tank. I did have several crayfish that were up on top of the woodwork here, but by the time I got my camera and got back in here, I was only down to this little one left. So we'll just have a look at him for a moment. Pretty soon he'll probably let go and just sort of drift to the bottom, and he'll kind of roll over in midair, I guess I should say mid-water, as he's floating to the bottom. That's usually what happens. Wow, I didn't realize it has a little tiny claw starting to grow back on the left side there. I knew it was missing a claw, but I didn't realize that it actually already started to regenerate a new one. It's got a long way to go. So anyway, the point of this video is just going to be a little brief morning update. I am probably going to get in this tank and do some work later today, maybe just a water change or something simple like that, maybe wipe down the front glass. So you can probably look forward to some video of that. I also just remembered that I've got my minnow traps set out down the stream, so we're probably going to get a video of going out and doing that later today. And I'm probably going to maybe go out on the kayak today. I don't know, I'm having a little bit of an indecision this morning. I'm tossed up between going out on the kayak or going down to my good fish store. So I know what the majority of you probably are hoping I'm doing today, but it's probably going to wind up being the kayak. And if I do go out on the kayak, it's a pretty day, so I'll try to get some of that sort of video. I know not everybody's a fan of my outdoors videos, but some people out there like them, and I enjoy shooting them. And as I've always said all along, you know, I do the stuff on my channel that I enjoy doing, and the people that like watching it will find it, and those that don't like watching it just don't have to watch it. They didn't, you know, it's no requirement you have to watch my outdoors videos. So at any rate, we got a couple of things coming up today that are going to be on my outdoors playlist. It's going to be going down and getting the crayfish and the minnow trap and checking out what's in there. And then again, probably we're going to get out and do a little bit of kayaking today. It's been a while since I've been out there, and I feel like I could use some exercise today. So everything still looks pretty good in here. I have been doing some more thinking. For those of you who have already seen my video about my big announcement, I am going to be launching a Patreon page starting probably tomorrow, but I'm still not entirely sure how to go about doing it. I know I can upload videos there, but I'm not sure if I, upload directly. Like, do I upload my YouTube videos directly there? Or do I upload the raw files and then release it on YouTube a few days later? So I'm probably going to have a little bit of a learning curve once I start doing stuff there. I believe I actually have to just send my YouTube video directly there, and then I can preset the launch or the public date for the YouTube videos, so my Patreon patrons will get first crack at them for probably, I'm going to set it for 48 hours. And then the videos will be released on my YouTube channel. And I've been thinking about, there'll obviously be a 48-hour gap while that happens. So during that time, I will probably continue to just post a few videos directly to the YouTube channel. And then that way, my regular YouTube viewers that have gotten used to at least a video a day from me, you won't experience any gap in videos, and then it'll just be a little bit of a time delay. The videos you start seeing by next week will actually be 2 days old. They'll just have been on my Patreon page for a couple of days before they get released publicly. I've also been thinking about doing some different ideas, maybe some giveaways or something like that. I've got a bunch of different ideas rolling around in my head. Now that I've decided, I think I want to try to make my channel a little more popular, try to drive my views up, and ultimately try to drive my income up by driving my views up. And so doing stuff like giveaways and things like that, while it's never really been anything to interest me, it can be effective at getting people interested in your channel and watching it and sharing it. And if nothing else, I can just do it as a thank you to all of my supporters and subscribers, because I really do have a great bunch of people that watch my videos, and doing some sort of giveaway or something could simply be a thank you. I don't want to keep that kind of stuff strictly to a Patreon page. So if I do begin doing giveaways and stuff like that on Patreon for people that are actually paying, I'll probably also translate that over to my YouTube channel, where I will be doing stuff in conjunction publicly here. But again, this is all just sort of speculation at this point. I'm not really sure what I would do or how I would work it out or what I would give away. or anything like that. Some of the few ideas that first pop into my head, or at least one of the ideas that first pops into my head, is my overabundance of my water Sprite, and how when I do tank maintenance, I throw so much of that away. And I always have people wishing that they could get some of that, so I can maybe bag some of that up and do some sort of giveaway with that, provided everybody understood that they were going to be getting plants that were pre-contaminated with cyanobacteria. Trust me, if they're coming out of my tanks, they're going to be pre-contaminated with something. So this fish is also back in question. Somebody else pointed out that while it's definitely not a central stone roller, they stuck with the whole idea that it's a white sucker, and they gave me their reasoning, and they broke down why it's not the northern hog sucker. And I see their point, and I kind of thought about that a little bit, but I think this is just kind of a young one, so I sort of chalked it up to that. And the head on the hog sucker is really bony and angular, and the mouth comes down to a really unusual sort of pointy, forward downward facing sort of pointy snout, and you just really don't see that on this fish at all. So once again, we get back into, if you just look at the simple profile of the fish and the shape of the fish, it looks identical to the white sucker fish, but if you look at the coloring and the markings on it, it looks more akin to the northern hog sucker. So I'm back to not really being sure what that is. So the vast majority of people have said white sucker fish, and again, looking at the head, I'm probably now going to tend to lean toward it being a white sucker fish. And I want to reiterate, it's all academic. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to be breeding these things. I'm not going to be showing them in a competition. They don't have to be any specific kind of fish. I could call it a banjo catfish, and while that would be incorrect, it wouldn't change anything at all. It's just what I'm calling this fish. So we're probably going to wind up going with it being a white sucker fish, but the way things have been going, by tomorrow I'll be shooting another video telling you it's something completely different after all. So at any rate, those were the few thoughts that were on my mind. Again, make sure you're subscribed. You won't miss any of the videos I got coming up, whether it's my kayak video or the video we're going to do this afternoon going down and getting the minnow trap. You don't want to miss any of that. I got all kinds of tanks around the house, and I do all sorts of different videos of all kinds of different stuff. Don't forget, I will be starting a Patreon page tomorrow. So if you want some extras and some goodies and pre-access to my videos, you can go check out my Patreon channel. I will be posting a link to it and doing a little more advertising for that once I actually get it up and running and I actually have a place to direct people to go. So thanks again. Make sure you're subscribed. Don't forget, this one is my native tank, and I will see you this afternoon when we go down to check the minnow trap.